Okay. Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Pacino and my better half, partner in crime, best friend, Amanda Bryan, and we're here talking about episodes 4 through 6 of Survivor Borneo. And it started right off. They had a big storm on the episode, and Gretchen was oversleeping on the beach. She was like, "We gotta move this stupid shelter. I didn't
Sorry.
want it here." What?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead. You just
Oh,
for a second. You're good.
okay. And say I didn't want it on the beach. It was supposed to be in the woods, and so that was the start of it. They started moving their camp to the woods, and they all got jackets. I was very
Which
jealous
is,
because
yeah, very jealous. Never would happen today. Never
never.
would happen today. No, no. We've
Uh,
seen people, well, later on that quit
yeah.
over clothing. Um,
Cambodia was really bad.
oh yeah, Cambodia was really bad. So was Nicaragua. Nicaragua was really
Yeah,
bad.
there was a lot. There's worse seasons than what they had to deal with, and
Yeah.
they didn't get no jackets. At least we didn't get to see them get jackets. So I guess we don't know for sure, but we're pretty
Well,
sure
and
they didn't get no
the
jackets.
reward challenge right away in this episode too is like hammocks and pillows and
Yeah,
I there's later on, there's people who make their own hammocks out of stuff. It's just they do get a little spoiled. They are spoiled but not spoiled this season. Don't you
right.
agree? In a way.
I think I don't think they're spoiled. I think they're still trying to figure out what they are because remember at the reward challenge they negotiated for more. They said, "Hey, I want a spice rack," and he's like, "I want a Bowie knife," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Sure, take it as
Why
a
not?
reward." They didn't even have to
Yeah.
fight for it. You have Angelina over here trying to bargain with Jeff, and but they just ask for something in season one. They're like, "Sure, have it, take it.
Why
You
not?
you get a spice rack." But the reward challenge was a SOS. Um, I not they could make a SOS who can see it the best, and they had some fun ideas. I enjoyed some of the ideas they tossed around. Dirk did not enjoy all of them.
Some very R-rated stuff there. No. I just think it's cool that they supplied them with condoms in the first place on the island. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize how vulgar Kelly was. She's like, well, we should all pull out all the condoms and just lay them out everywhere. She's like, you guys should wear orange ones and have it around your
and
areas.
she's serious, man. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, for real, do that. Oh man,
And then
so
Dirk was
good.
like, let's speak classy now. Let's not do all this craziness.
Put
He
put the condoms on and then go do the mud bath. That's your real TV show.
Oh man, so they're tossing ideas around. Sue and Sean just argue the entire time this episode for sure, just
Yeah,
disagreeing
I'm
about
not a big
everything.
fan. I'm not a big fan of Sean.
No,
He's just really. I mean, obviously it's the first season. They don't know what they're doing yet, but he's just unlikable. I don't know. He's just to me, he's just unlikable. Like you don't like the
yes,
guy. You don't want him. You don't want him to go on to the next episode.
yeah, yeah. I That's probably why they cast him. To be fair, they're like, oh, this guy's a tool, and people will dislike him, and so. But anyways,
Hey,
they do the reward challenge, and Taggy wins because they build a little slogan. Uh, Taggy is Greggy, and they had their little yellow jackets, and they were making sand angels. Pagong tried to do a smiley face, and it really wasn't very visible, to be honest. From I couldn't see on the TV, so I can't imagine what they were seeing in person.
no, I don't think it was that great. I do like the SOS challenges though, when they have to build their own SOS signal. I really think they should bring that challenge back. I like that challenge. Um, but I agree. I think Toggy's was
Hmm.
way more noticeable, especially with them moving and everything. It was a very clear, obvious winner.
And
They should have
they
won.
had smoke like for a fire as well. I don't know why Pagong didn't even try to do a fire or anything.
That's
Like
they just lit their smiley face on fire. That's what they should have done. Completely
something
should have.
like their smiley face was like in the corner too, wasn't he at the edge of the beach? It was like towards the woods. So like if you didn't go right past this tree, you weren't seeing the smiley face. And
Yeah.
so, well, Taggy wins, of course. And you want to do a little his Rich's little line that he did that made you giggle so much?
Oh my god, the one or the slogan that they did, Taggy is groggy. I
Yeah.
did, I died. It's so funny. It's so
And Rich
funny.
was like,
Taggy is
let's get.
groggy. I'm like, that's perfect.
Rich was like, oh, let's give him the other tribe a sad sigh. Aww.
Oh.
And so they're very happy with the results they got. They got a Bowie knife, which they wanted, and they got the spice rack Pagong really wanted.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see them work together. I loved them. I love when they actually work together, especially these early seasons because not a lot of strategy going on. So you want to see the different opinions and the different clashes, and that we get that a lot in that reward challenge.
Yeah.
This
It's a reward challenge.
Yeah, and Hatch starts to bring up alliance. This is like when they first start talking about alliances. Hatch starts bringing up alliance, and him, Kelly, and Sue actually start the first alliance ever.
They do.
And Sean and Rudy told him no. I said they're not doing no
They're
alliances.
not doing no alliances. They're not gonna tell me how to vote. That's what they said. They're not gonna tell me
Yeah,
how to vote.
Rudy's
Which
like, I don't think it's very fair to gang up on anybody.
no. Of course they don't know what they're doing yet. But later on, in just a couple episodes later, Rudy starts rethinking it. He's like, you know what? This alliance thing ain't a bad idea.
Yeah,
And obviously alliances are something that's used now.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Ramona starts to actually help out at camp instead of just laying around pretending to be sick or maybe being sick. We really don't know. You
We
can't.
really don't know. You can never
But
tell with anyone.
and she's all upbeat, dancing around, thinking like all of a sudden like her personality completely changes around camp. But everybody's like, maybe it's a little too late. And but Jervis is like, you know what? She redeemed herself. She's staying. That's all he was thinking about.
Jervis did kind of take responsibility for Ramona. He was like, I would pull her aside and tell her, like your attitude or the way you come off or whatever it is. He tried to help her. He did. I think that he
Yeah,
felt obligated in a way to try to save her because he was the one kind of helping her and, you know, wanted her to fit in with everybody, wanted her to get along with everyone. That was the goal. And unfortunately, like you said, I think she caught on of how she was going, what she was doing, but it was still just too late.
right.
At that
Well, the immunity challenge was like a race, and it was like 101, I believe that they said
yeah, it was
out
super
there.
hot out.
And it's a demanding challenge. Like
It
Jervis
was
was running,
super physical.
they were all running through the woods. Some people were digging in the sand trying to pull up this treasure chest. People were dragging the treasure chest. It was a physically demanding challenge, and
Even for
Jervis gassed
someone
out.
Oh yeah, even for somebody that would eat on a normal diet,
Right.
even at 101 and doing all that physical activity, can you imagine doing all of that and not eating anything, not
Right.
having any energy in your body? I still sometimes I watch these reward challenges or these immunity challenges, and I'm like, I have no idea how they get
Yeah.
through it without just passing out.
Lily Jervis was laying at the end of the thing when he finally finished his leg of the race, and he was just like it's all spread out, and then you just see his chest is he was out of it. He did
I
not. He
mean,
gassed
given
out
it,
big time.
he did.
So Taggy wins, Pagan Law loses, and it was a hard challenge.
It was a hard challenge.
The you know After that you go to tribal. It's pretty straightforward. Honestly, the only eventful thing happened was when Jeff was like, "Does anybody feel safe?" And Jervis raised his hand. And boy, did Jeff! I think this is one of the first Jeff call outs. He was like, "But you could say that you're the reason why you guys lost the last three challenges."
I think, yeah, Jeff is starting to learn his personality for sure in these things, but I thought it was great. No, I agree. And like, again, why would you raise your hand during tribal council and be like, I feel safe? Like, I'm good. But you
Yeah,
know what? He is.
yeah,
He didn't get a vote that night.
Yeah, and then Jeff immediately asked after grilling him, it's like, so does anybody feel vulnerable? And Jervis raised his hand. He's like, yeah, by all that comments I just made, it probably wasn't a great idea.
Probably wasn't a good idea. He's learning his game vocally as he plays it completely.
So,
So Ramona goes home.
mhm,
4 votes for her. One for Colleen and one for, or two for Colleen and one for Jenna.
yeah,
So she was just a little bit too late on redeeming her personality a little bit. Ramona does not return. She's not a returning player, which kind of surprises me a little bit. I thought she had a lot of personality. I think that she's still involved with the Survivor community, if I remember correctly. I think I saw a picture of her with someone, maybe on her Instagram or something. I don't know. But it wouldn't be a bad returning choice for a pre-boot.
I guess.
Frank disagrees.
I just don't think she's cut out. She's not cut out for being outside, let alone playing a game
Yeah.
on top of being outside. For one, she had like the first few days, like the first 3 episodes, all they talked about was her laying around.
Oh
And the
yeah,
only
she
reason
didn't
why
do
she survived
anything.
was because BB rubbed everybody the wrong way. If BB
But
wasn't there, she
yeah,
would have been gone first.
that's true. That is very true. And they won a few too, to where
Mhm.
they didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And what's crazy because like Jervis doesn't do anything either. They say around camp, and
Yeah.
he still is there.
I think people are a little intimidated by him, to be honest with you. I think that's what it is because he's a big guy. He's not a small guy.
Yeah,
Um,
he definitely
eh,
speaks his mind.
he speaks his mind, and he has a big personality. And to some people, that's intimidating. And
Right.
so maybe that's why. And they could maybe like him. They probably get along with him
Yeah,
on the
I think
camp.
Jervis is likable.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as you have something going for you, especially like this early days, if you just don't get on people's bad sides, you're gonna stay.
Oh
Especially
yeah.
this season, everybody's just voting out people they don't like. They're not even voting together. They're
Don't
just
just
like,
don't
I
do
don't like
anything
this
on
person.
camp. They're like, oh, they don't help around camp. They're gone.
Hmm.
All you gotta do is, I mean, back then Survivor was who can work the hardest almost in a
Yeah.
way.
That
But
about
there's
wraps up season
some good.
episode 4. It was all right. It was
Yeah,
good. We got some
yeah, not too bad.
good parts in it. Episode 5 starts out with Pagan was really upset. They really did not actually want to vote out Ramona. They liked her personally.
Yeah,
So they were
they were worried about losing numbers. They didn't want to be in the minority for sure.
so it was very sad at the camp for a little bit, but it is what it is, At that point they didn't know what they were doing. They were voting people off to get off the camp, and they were like, "Oh, this is terrible." They didn't realize they were playing like a game to try to benefit themselves yet.
Yeah,
But yeah, Sue is just all over the guys. and Sean
yeah.
and Dirk.
She can listen. This is why I love Sue, because she can straight up call out the bullshit.
Hmm.
She knows that Dirk and Sean don't do anything. She knows that they're not helping out the best way that they can. And so she's like, y'all aren't doing nothing. Like, she'll say you're wasting time. She
Right.
wants that to be known because she sees it. She's smart enough to see it, and she's smart enough to say something about it for her to just
Hmm.
literally flat out in front of everybody, even in front of them, saying it's a waste of time.
Yeah, and so they were going out fishing. They come back and they're like, "Why?" She's like, "Why do you even go out there and waste the time? You wasted the whole day out there doing nothing." And it's like, "I wouldn't." They're like, "We wouldn't say a waste." So like, "Did you catch anything?" Well, no. And then Sue's like, "Then you wasted your day. Why don't you go out into the
Right.
woods and get some stuff to help feed us around here instead of just sitting on that boat and doing nothing?"
And then they go out and they try to find tapioca. Literally cannot find a single plant. Can literally not find a single. Now they have found tapioca previously on this
Yeah,
season. Like, I'm pretty sure the
yeah.
women have found tapioca. The women who are dumb as cows have found tapioca.
We haven't got that yet. Yeah. But yeah, so it was very entertaining. I love Sue. She speaks her mind.
Yeah,
She really does not give give it, you know what. So she's
yeah.
all about it. She's giving them the business. The reward challenge was kind of boring. I did not like it.
You didn't like the weapon challenge?
The blow darts and the slingshots. The best
Yeah.
part was the spear. So basically, the reward challenge, they had somebody to be a shooter, a blow dart, a slingshot, and a spear. And the blow dart and the slingshot, they were literally just getting stuff for them to win. So their objective was to knock stuff over, and if they won the final one, is that's what they won.
I tell
Um,
you what, with how much screen time they gave Sue on that challenge, I really thought that they were going to win it, and they ended up not, which is fine.
yeah,
But I was surprised on that. I didn't expect them to win.
no, yeah,
They did.
Pagan wins.
Mhm.
Sean, or no, Sean, uh, Joel beats Sue, as Sue got really close
Yeah.
to beating him too, and they win chickens. This is the first time they gave chickens, and
Yep.
they named them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. um,
And they were breakfast, lunch, and
Lunch
dinner
and
pretty
dinner,
much.
yeah. So they laid eggs. I don't even think they even cared that they laid eggs. They were all about eating those chickens.
Oh yeah, well, they won. Yeah, they were for sure. They were like, we're going to eat a chicken every day until merge.
They should have definitely kept at least one for eggs.
I agree. I think, and that is a good question. Would you eat the chickens or would you keep them for eggs? I
I
would
would
keep them for eggs,
I would keep them for eggs.
personally.
I would keep them for eggs if they weren't producing enough like on a frequent basis, then I would eat the chicken. But if they're doing it every like day or every couple days, I would definitely keep them around for the eggs because
Oh,
that's way
same.
more benefits and way more prolonging than just one meal for a chicken, especially with this many people are left. Like they still got what,
Oh
6 feet?
yeah, they still
They,
have. Oh yeah, I think it
they
was
still,
6.
yeah, 6 people left. So one of those little chickens isn't really gonna give you that much with 6 people.
No, I don't think so. I mean, everyone would pretty much get a piece of the chicken. So there's
Exactly.
two
So
breasts, two
like,
thighs, two legs, two wings, and
mhm,
that's pretty much it. And
yeah,
among 6 people, that's not. I would agree. It's not enough.
no,
Not when you can have eggs every day, and eggs will go a long way. I mean they will, but they won't. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They will, but they won't.
Yeah, it depend. It just you. It's. I think it's the consistent. If it's like every day or something, for sure, I'd keep those chickens. Not a thought, and it crossed my mind to kill them. Uh, but we get our first Survivor hookup with Greg and Colleen in the
Uh,
woods. Gross. I don't understand why you'd want to do this in the woods where you can't shower, you can't brush your teeth. You guys are
they don't have
stanky.
toilet paper.
No toilet paper. So you're washing
Uh,
your booty in the water. Like, come on, guys. Like, I get it. If you guys want to do it afterwards, I'm totally there. Or if you guys get one of these spa rewards or something, I totally get that too. But you guys
yeah.
aren't getting that. You're literally sitting there in a tree like monkeys. They literally say that we're just laying in trees and
Oh,
just doing the business.
oh yeah. Don't do any. Oh yeah. Or how many times do they call it an aqua dump? Isn't that what they call it when they go in the
So,
ocean? With like, there's just not sanitary. It's not
no,
sanitary
and
at
then
all.
Colleen's like, "Oh, we're having fun and doing all this stuff, yeah." And then Greg's like, "Yeah, it's nothing. It's not romantic or serious at
It's not
all. It's
anything.
not anything." But yeah, so it was very very weird
Typical guy girl, like very, you know what I mean,
for
for
kicking it,
2000, for 2000 right there, of the
right?
girl is like, oh yeah, it's the greatest thing ever, and the guy's like, what's her name again, like, no interest whatsoever.
Dirk is probably the biggest transformation we've seen up to this point on body mass. They talk a lot about that on Taggy's tribe, where Dirk is really looking skinny. They're like feeding him extra rice, trying to give him some food, and he is looking not very good.
Oh no, no, very skinny, even before, um very skinny even before, you know what I
Right.
mean, before we even started, and now he's lost 18, what is it now, almost 16, 15 through 18.
Yeah, he's lost some weight and he's not looking too hot. But he's like, I'll be fine, everything like that. But he is not looking great. The immunity challenge, it's pretty straightforward. You have one person in a boat, they gotta row and pick up the other people that are shipwrecked, and then as you pick them up, they can help you row. So the first person who gets to the person gets a huge advantage because they hop in and they can row. And Jervis is rowing because he can't swim, and then Kelly is what is it, water rafter guide or whatever she said she was.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
so she's like, I got this on lock.
Oh
And
yeah,
Jervis
this
is
is
like,
great. I have it. I know I can do this.
I like the moment, I like the spotlight, and he produces, and Kelly does not. He honestly, like I said, it just
Yeah.
got to the first person, and it was such an advantage. And they had a weird setup. They had their women in the far back when they should have had their men to try to push them up. The guy Pagan had their men at the first
I
spots.
agree. I agree with you. They should have. You would think that they would need the guys at the end to just with the fresh energy. I mean, I guess how much energy does it take to wade yourself would be the question.
Right.
So,
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Jervis killed it, and he hugged that thing like he won the Stanley Cup, like he won the NBA final, like he was Michael Jordan winning the championship, his sixth one, crying on
Oh
that thing.
yeah, he felt
It
like
was so
he thought he
dramatic.
redeemed himself because he didn't he has not done well in all the other challenges.
He has
I'm
not.
sorry, excuse me one second. Come on, you wanna go outside? Come on,
All right.
go. And then we start tribal. Yes.
What? Oh, okay. What? Yeah. Then we start tribal. So okay. So try. All right. Let's get back. Okay. Tribal. Not much goes on besides Hatch start talking about alliances and everybody seems like they're out of it besides Hatch. Hatch is like one of the only ones that feels like he's knows what's going on. Of course, Sue and Kelly know what's going on, but like the other two do, Sean and Dirk just like weren't alliance. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. But they realize all four of them are Rudy. This is Rudy hops on at this
Yeah,
point.
this is the point that Rudy hops on.
Yeah, and then they all vote Dirk, so it's four Dirk, one Rudy, one Sue, and obviously Dirk voted Rudy, and because he's not athletic enough for these next challenges. And then
No.
Sue gets voted by Sean because Sean doesn't like Sue, but it doesn't really matter when four people are voting in a six-person tribe. You're in
You're
danger.
done.
Yeah,
You're in danger.
so
You're done.
they
And I
sent.
think that took him going home for him to realize that. You know what I mean?
Do you
It
think?
finally.
Do you think they would have kept Dirk if he wasn't losing so much weight over Sean?
No.
No, because I
No.
was thinking they'd
I don't
send him
think
home because
so.
he was so skinny.
I don't think so. I think that Dirk was in his own way really cocky and arrogant and
He
didn't
he snubbed his nose too
he
much.
was unpleasant. Yeah, he was just as unpleasant as well.
Hmm. Yeah. He definitely felt like he came across that he was better than everybody else because of his faith and his religion and
Yeah.
you can be a believer and but you can't snub your nose at people no matter what the circumstance is. But that covers episode 4 or 5. We're going to the final episode we're covering today is episode 6, and they start flat out talk about the merge before even we
Yep.
see everybody else. They're telling us after this vote we're going to merge,
We're going
and
to merge. Yep.
they don't tell that later in the seasons. You just find out we're merging, but they are preparing, and uh, Pagong is talking about sticking together. We got 6 strong. If we win this immunity, it'll be 6-4. We'll have a huge advantage. We'll stay strong. Gretchen wants none of the business. She's like, I'm gonna vote whoever I want. I don't even like some of you people.
So she's kind of on the same line of how Rudy was in the beginning of like I'm not voting with you guys because she doesn't see it as a point to get further in the game. She sees it as who she likes and who she doesn't like.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like one of those things that is just like she has no idea what game she's playing, and we get a lot of game talk this episode because of the
Yeah.
merge approaching. Um, but then we move on, and Hatch is starting to walk around naked. I was like, man, it's been a few episodes, and Hatch is famous for walking around naked, and this is the first time we talked about it. It took
Yeah.
6 episodes in, but he starts walking around naked, and of course, Dirk is just like, or Sean and all of them are like, oh, this is awful. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I just think again, I just appreciate his. Hold on one second. Give me one second. We gotta edit this part out, but is he fine? We're what? I didn't step on him. I stepped on Noah. I think he's trying to cough a hairball and he can't because he's so dry. Because it's so fucking dry. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, I
My
get it.
cat's like choking in the middle of the floor, so I have to like. I guarantee that's what it is. He's trying to cough up a hairball and he just can't because he just is dry. You okay, Bubby? Okay. Tonks, go away. You're fine. He grooms himself all the time, and if he does not groom himself, he grooms Moa. So he's got like double the hair. You know what I mean? Like double the hair in him. Come on, buddy, cough it up. Oh my white robe. He's fine. Okay. So on to
Hold
episode
on, 1 second.
right? Okay, you're fine. Take your time. Might as well get it all out now.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you know how to edit.
Yeah, I actually got pretty good at it. So,
Good.
all right, all right. Let's go. We're talking about Hatch's being naked. So let's start.
So
Hold on, one
Hatch,
second.
you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, what the fuck? Just bring it back up. Thank you. All right, all right. Hatch naked. Go.
So with Hatch being naked again, you said first time. I am surprised it's this late, but again, I'm very impressed with how confident he is in himself, especially those early in times. He's like, I'm gay, I'm naked, I don't really care, and his not caring makes everybody else not care.
How would you handle it if you were on the island with somebody like that?
Um,
Would him being gay be different? Like make a difference?
no, no.
Okay,
I don't care about that. No, I think I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to sleep next to somebody naked if I
that's
didn't know.
fair.
I think that's kind of would be like the draw for me is just kind of
But
like
if he's just walking around, it's not a
but
big
he's
deal.
just walking around. I don't really care. No,
I would
working
definitely,
out. I
if
don't
I'm
care.
on the island, I'm definitely sleep. I'm swimming naked. Because I'm not losing my clothes for one, because you don't get other clothes, and then I've lost. You've been hit by waves and you lost clothes. I've lost my shorts before, so I'd
Oh,
probably
yeah.
swim naked all the time. Especially if somebody else was doing it too. I like high five them as we're going, but I don't see a big deal of it. I mean, you like you said that back then is definitely probably really taboo, and so I can understand.
Yeah, it was a different time back then.
Mm,
But even today, like, no, I don't think it would bother me. I don't think it would bother me, but I wouldn't want to. I mean, male, female doesn't matter. Other it doesn't matter. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to sleep next to somebody naked if I didn't. If it
that's
wasn't my
fair.
significant other. I guess that's just me, but it's just personally
I feel
me.
like if you're sleeping next to somebody, you should at least have some clothes on. That's different because you walking around and keep your distance from everybody is one thing. Another thing, if you're trying to scooch up to next to somebody, that's just inappropriate.
Yeah.
I don't think they would allow.
Right.
I only know if they would allow someone to walk around like that anymore, really. Anyways, you think? Because the
I
last person to drop
Oh.
trow really was it God what's her name from Mike Holloway season.
What?
Mike Holloway season. Sh-
Uh,
uh, but
World Park.
anyways, it's yeah, was a part. It's been a long time since we've seen people like drop chow and just walk around. Doesn't happen very often.
I think I know what you're talking about. I kind
Yeah,
of remember seeing you're talking about. I just don't remember who. Um,
but
Somebody can
I,
tell us.
yeah,
Someone post us.
we spent way too much time on the naked. Well, let's move on to where Jervis just is being Jervis, talking about his woman. He made a really degrading woman comment. Said women are the dumbest thing next to cows. Like, what does that even mean?
And like he obviously offended everyone. Like it was
Right.
definitely an yeah, a total offense to Jenna. She was like, "What did you just say? Like what?"
I don't. They didn't show the actual footage of him saying it. They said it in the confessional and stuff, and repeated it, but we didn't get to see that first initial of him saying it to.
No. No,
I really
they
wish we could.
didn't.
They kind of they probably cut that, but and then Jenna had a really fun confessional where she said, "Huh, I'm dumb, huh? I might just vote you out, and as I vote you out, go moo."
That's exactly what happened.
That would have
I
so
mean,
that was great.
I didn't go home, but
No,
it was very funny.
no. So and then people are starting to notice Jervis isn't doing nothing, and he says, "Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I'm not wasting my energy on these people." He's literally laying around. When they go fishing, he's just laying on the boat while Greg is rowing, and he's
Very
just living the
confident in
life.
himself.
Yeah,
Very confident in himself. Very confident in himself and confident in his game. And he says, I know I'm in a good spot. No one's going to put my name down, and they haven't. And it's almost kind of like you almost want someone to call him on his bullshit. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
it's not. It hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. But the merge coming up. There's all these people that are going to be automatically against you.
There was and so for the immunity challenge, it was an obstacle course. There really wasn't
These
much.
challenges are very simple. Their first
Yeah,
season,
really
very
want
simple.
not much to it.
No.
But Taggy wins, so going into the merge it's going to be 5-5, which is
Yeah.
very important because this is the very first episode, so our very first season, so they're all thinking tribe strong. We stay tribe strong, and to add to insult to injury, Pagong gets back to their camp, and their chickens are all gone. A lizard ate the chickens.
Big old giant lizard ate all the chickens.
Yeah. And they still cooked it and ate it after it was very tore up. It was gross.
Would you do that?
I don't think so. I don't
I
know where
don't
that
think
list
so
has been.
either.
I
I
feel like I
know.
might get something.
I mean, I guess because Gretchen was all for it. She was all like, "Oh yeah, let's just eat what's left. The tap's still there. We'll boil it. Blah blah blah. It'll be fine." I don't know about
No,
that.
no,
I don't think I would do that.
no. She
Mm,
said
mm,
everything will be sanitary after you boil it for so long.
eh,
That's
ooh.
not how everything works, but okay. So they
And
go tribal. It's very straightforward. There's nothing too crazy.
so were tribals back then.
Yeah,
Or
they talked about his comments a lot, Jervis's comments a lot, and then Jervis tried to put it on Joel for some reason. He's like, "Oh, I'm not as bad as Joel." Blame Joel,
okay, Jervis.
and like Joel's like, what?" And no, but Joel ended up getting voted out. He was just as arrogant as Jervis throughout these
Yeah, I
episodes.
didn't care for Joel. He wasn't. He was kind of.
I think Joel was just as arrogant, but without the personality as Jervis.
Yeah, Jervis is the least likable. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you like Jervis, you listen to him talk, you know what I mean? Like even when he was insulting everybody, they were still like laughing along with him and having just a good old grand time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Joel was kind of a bland, arrogant
Dickhead
mind.
for no reason.
Sure, yeah, we'll just go there. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he was a dickhead.
He
I
is
mean,
kind of a
there
dickhead.
was no nice way to
Um,
say it. He was
but
very
Joel
male-esque.
is more, yeah, well collected.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
It was 3-2, 3 to Joel, 2 to Jenna. So the next string of episodes will start the merge. I'm very excited for it. These episodes were a lot more game talk, and I enjoyed the game talk. How did you feel about the 3 episodes we just watched?
I like them. I think they're a lot more packed full of information. I like how the alliances are starting to form. I think that the best game players are also in this alliance. So you have Hatch, you have Sue, you have Kelly. Kelly might not be a front runner, but she still is a good game mind, and she still is likable and gets information. And Hatch knows this, and Hatch even says in one of the episodes, like, I realize that I am the one that's choosing who gets to go home. And he realizes what power position he's in there.
Mhm.
And, and he realizes that, like, wow, I'm actually playing this game. I'm
Right.
actually doing this.
It's very fun, and even Pagong trying to stick together, they're trying to form something, which isn't a terrible idea.
Yeah.
This is the very first time, so they don't know if they should try to work with everybody else, or like, oh, this is the final five right here. But like, they're not really talking about future plans. There's nobody like looking at people like, hey, we'll sit to the end together. Everybody's just like, oh, we'll just get through this vote. Us strong, tribe strong. They repeat that a lot in these first
Well, this
episodes.
merge is small. That well, the later
Well,
you watch
10,
Survivor, yeah, the later you watch Survivor, merges don't happen at 10. They happen at like
like
13, 14
13, yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. And this is like with big casts like 20, cast of
Yeah.
20 or cast of 18. Big cast, but it is a 10 people still sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not.
I would like them to go back a little bit and have a 10-person merge, like a new season. That would be nice to sit there and have them like work to it and just
Yeah.
give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, go back to 13 or 14 just to
Yeah.
see what the modern game would look like going to a
Yeah.
smaller merge like this. It would be nice to see.
Survivor is one of those good shows where if something doesn't work out a season, there's always the next season.
Always the next season.
There's always the next season. They're always going to have the viewers.
Hmm.
I think that they do a good job with picking seasons to keep you entertained. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's of course there's that dry period of Survivor that
sure.
no one wants to talk about, but there's seasons too that are a really really good season, maybe a couple average seasons, really really good season, couple average seasons that keeps fans going. That keeps us
Hmm.
watching year after year after year. Pushing out 2 seasons a year helps too. You
Yeah,
always have something new to look forward to right away, which
yeah.
is also nice.
But that
Which
cover.
they did announce that they're filming 41
Oh,
this
that's right.
season.
That's
I don't
right.
know
They
that.
are. Yeah, I seen that today. In my busy day today. I seen that. I was very excited. I
Yeah,
think it's honestly it's been the longest we've had. Since I started watching Survivor, that Survivor's been off the air, and so a little
yeah.
itchy. It's nice though. I've been trying to like hold myself from going back to rewatch all these seasons because I'm not rewatching any of them until we cover them, and so I'm
Yeah.
really trying not to because
I just had quarantine, so give me a break. I had to at least get one season of Survivor out. And I chose Heroes versus Villains because
yeah,
hello, like the greatest starting cast ever. But in my personal
beautiful.
opinion,
We'll get there.
but we'll get there. But I did push that season out, and then I started Sopa, and I was like, you know what, I give up. I'm not gonna watch Sopa right now. I'm just gonna wait and watch Sopa later.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I think that covers all episodes today, and then the next episode will be going through 7 through 9. It'll be the first episode will be the merge, so I'm very excited to see how the merge goes. These episodes were fun. They weren't too hard to
yeah.
get through. These ones are definitely a lot easier to get through than the last ones. More game talk, which is good. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment, give
Well,
us a thumbs up.
yeah, share it. Let your friends know.
Yes. What,
We're gonna do 9 through 12 next podcast, so make sure you watch.
7 through
Or I'm
9.
sorry, 7. Yeah, sorry. We're both exhausted. uh, we're gonna do 7. Yeah, 7 through 9 next time. So make sure you watch those. And then
Yes.
after Borneo, don't be all excited for season 2 because we're not doing season 2. We're gonna be going to Big Brother, and we're gonna be doing Big Brother 2. Correct?
No, we're gonna do two survivors to one Big Brother.
Okay. So then you can
We'll
edit
do
that
all
part out.
back and then Big
You
Brother
can edit
too.
that part out.
Yes.
We'll do so after Borneo, we're going to do Survivor
Extra,
Australia,
and
and
then we're
then
gonna go to
after
Big Brother,
that, we're going to go to Big Brother. So
which I'm very
be ready
excited
for
for.
that.
I'm all about the old Big Brother stand. I'm a big old Big Brother stand right here.
I like old Big Brother, but season 2 is just a little bit of a drag for me. Just a little bit of a drag, just a little bit of a drag
Well,
for
we'll
me.
get there. We'll get there. I
We'll
enjoy
get
Big Brother
there.
too. All right, but thank you guys for watching, and talk to you guys the next time.